and Twitch. I am International Master William Paschall. We are getting our window capture up again. It's playing some games with me. We're going to be playing a 40-40 time control simul on lichess. If I can set up the screen here. Every week I try to do this event basically for 20 to 25 players depending on what kind of day I've had. I had a really difficult tournament game this morning against a guy who gave me a 5-hour session. So basically two matches with 4 teams, and there were 24 games at the Hungarian Chess Federation, and mine was the last one going. But I managed to take him out. We were down to the last few minutes of the time control. So it wasn't the easiest day, but at least we got the point. Unfortunately, my team didn't quite win the Budapest team championship. I think we finished second. The bottom boards on our team kind of failed, so we'll be second. We're gonna get started here. It's 40 plus 40 time control. Lasts about 3 hours. Please don't register if you can't, hang with us till about 9:30 p.m. Central European summertime. It's now 6:30, so that's 3 hours I'm expecting to play. We're going to create the simul here. I just had some sort of challenge from Zen Chess, but he thinks I'm doing a normal stream. Ito's Perpetual. I'm going to just weed out anybody who doesn't have an established rating with like more than 50 games or so, and then accept 20 players. I'm not going to take more than around 20. So get in there if you want to play. Please register quickly. I might, if we fill up to 20, I'm not going to make any exceptions except someone is like a private student of mine or something. Alright, let me just accept all these till we get to 20, and then I'll weed out the ones that are like provisional rated or something. Why is this not clicking? Clash Kid, your button doesn't click. I'm thinking my mouse might be a little bit. Mouse might be a little problem. Not Bob. Okay, we're at 19. I'm gonna check if anybody doesn't have an established rating. Grandmaster Return is Russian and he's 2300. Okay, that could be scary. Let's see. I recognize most of the other players. Almost everybody. Louis Vetter, I don't think we played. Looks like he has established ratings. Not Bob. I don't know if we played, but you have enough games. So everybody's cool. We're just going to take one more. And Blue Crow, I don't know if you wanted to play. Our moderator is in. Okay. I want to make sure we give him a chance to play. Or a loser. All the regulars. So we got exactly 20 players. Enchess said, sorry, I didn't realize you were doing a simul. Don't worry about it. No need for apologies. So we're going to start here. I guess we have exactly 20 players. And before someone else comes and cries, please, let me in. No, I don't have to feel bad. All right, so all the early guys got in. Sometimes we do 25 players, but it was kind of a taxing day. So I feel good, though. I guess it just all depends on a lot of factors. I didn't make it white on all boards, right? I just happened to get all the white boards in a row there. I don't know how it organizes them. Grandmaster Return. I think our highest rated opponent here. I do play random color because I think it's fun. To be honest, a true simul in old school sense should be like white on all boards. Anyway, you guys can hear the police siren. So, what's up, everybody? I was playing in a tournament in team championship today. I'm gonna play something here, something normal, nothing crazy. Aura Knight, are you in? I didn't remember. I think now I remember seeing your name. So, internet chess. Virtually everybody's played me before from this group. Knight f3. Move 11. Okay, let's go Sicilian. Mostly I play the Sicilian. I mean, I mess around with some openings like the Pirts and the Alekhine. Those aren't really serious in my repertoire. I'm going to throw in 1d4, d5 just for variation. I don't normally play that. Sparkling moves. Uh-oh, we got a provisional guy I let in. No, he's got established. Just he's provisional in. Okay, he's just provisional in classical. That's cool. Okay. I don't think I checked him. I don't want to let in anybody like that doesn't have any rated games. Basically, Snowball is pretty high rated. 2266. Snowball, you're not really from Uganda, are you? I'm pretty sure he's not really from Uganda. Good luck, everyone. Alright, let's not fall far behind on the clock here right away. I did have to change my mouse battery, and I don't know, I was trying to click those buttons when we started, and it was a little bit weird, so... There's a small chance that my mouse battery is like an older battery. I wasn't really sure how well charged it is. We will find out. Anyway, so CCETS. I don't remember now. How's my ping, by the way? It's been up pretty high lately. It looks good now. Yesterday I had some really big ping. Not very exciting to play the Queen's Gambit Declined, is it? Super Sebi. Well, we have players from Africa. You know, the other day there was a guy from Rwanda. I was like, oh, you're really not from Rwanda. He was like, yeah, he's really from Rwanda. So I have to be careful about, like, doubting people. Alright, but I think in that case, we played that player before, and he was definitely a different country before. He also speaks a language they don't speak in Uganda. Alright. Grandmaster return. He's going, what's the guy's name? Oh, this guy. I forget now. The quiet positional move. Let's play c4. Trying to remember the name of a grandmaster. Funny guy. Plays a very quiet d4, g3 type opening. I was friendly with this guy, and now I can't remember his name. Spacing out as usual. Not Bob. Alright, not Bob. Well, this is actually difficult for my repertoire. What am I doing? Oh, of course, e4. Never mind. Not a problem. Alright, Blue Crow. Play the Pirch defense. My first time playing not Bob. I think I just got coffee in my eye. Caro-Kann. The problem with the Caro-Kann, it's like the second board of my team today played it against a kid who was like 200 rating points lower, and like the classic thing happened. Like he couldn't beat the guy because the guy was kind of playing for a draw on the white side of the Caro-Kann. It's a problem. It's a real problem when you play the Caro-Kann and people just play super solid and don't want to take any risk. Anyway, Eidos Perpetuo, Snowball. My problem with the c3 Sicilian is that I've played many different systems against another modern defense. Wow. Let's try to mix it up a little bit here, not play the same setup on all boards. I never splashed coffee in my eye before. I mean, it must have happened at some point, but... Okay, now the problem, Louis Vetter, is that this c takes d. I've played a lot of this with white. C takes d, it seems like white gets an advantage. We have to take this way, and then the game's kind of... It's pretty insipid. I mean, when I played the Alekhine's defense, sometimes, you know, you want an active, interesting game. And playing the black side of a position that's kind of similar to kind of similar to the Petrov's defense, isn't fun. Hold on a second. Alright, we disappeared and we're back. And it's great. I'm back like instantly. Alright, Clash Kid, we're going to play safely here. I don't really want a very theoretical discussion in the... A theoretical discussion in the Grunfeld is bad for me when I'm giving a simul. Grunfeld, very, 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 very theoretical opening. It has been problematic for me. Last week I think I lost to Kyria Kozpez in a position that's supposed to be just good for white because I didn't know like very precise moves. Okay, snowball. So we're going to a main line, c3 Sicilian there. Try not to get into time pressure. If you play a strong IM, you better risk a lot and have a fun game. Yeah, this kid, man. I mean, I'm so glad I didn't play him. You know, normally I probably would have been playing him, but this dude came and played who hasn't really been playing much. And the guy's mother, the kid's mother, is one of these like chess parents who like hovers at the board. It's extremely, extremely like annoying when people do that, and I was so glad it wasn't me. I had played the kid in like a rapid tournament, and his mom was doing that, and it was irritating even in a 30-minute game. But you know, you're playing a game, and then this child's mother is like hovering over your shoulder the whole time. Certainly didn't help my teammate either. I mean, it's annoying when anybody hovers over your shoulder, but it's chess parents. Bishop f4 now, CCETS. What is that about? It doesn't really seem typical in this scenario. Alright. I don't normally play d4 or d5, but I got into it. Got a window. I got a window. Alright, let's just move it along because I'm taking too much time. I got a window of opportunity. Move 11. He's playing unusual order of moves here. E5 right away. I was just talking about this with someone. So we're going to try to keep it quiet in that Grunfeld and avoid theoretical discussions. I haven't really had time to book up, as they say, on the white side of the Grunfeld. It's something I need to get around to. I play a lot of anti-Grunfeld, English type stuff too. World Loser played the Najdorf. What are we going to do? What are we going to do against World Loser? Some sort of A4 or something? Something quiet. Tarash from Super Sebi. A friend showed me the what Bishop E2 G4 and the Pierts, but won't be for today. Yeah, I mean was played against me by somebody here. It's an old line. It really doesn't seem objectively correct. Right now. Oh, Plukro plays the Austrian attack. Cool. I don't remember the last time I played a black side of an Austrian attack. Bishop b4 from Nabab. Ironically, that was played against me recently too. Another kind of strange and rarely seen move. The Austrian attack, not strange and rare. Pilot 100 with the Dutch against the English. We can always transpose to some sort of normal Dutch. So move 11... This brings up an interesting question, how to handle this sort of situation for black. I mean, I guess I should get my bishop outside the pawn chain. Now this thing that Grandmaster Return played against me, I had a really nice game. I beat Georgi Kashashvili in a tournament at the Marshall Chess Club like 20 years ago, where I crushed him in like 25 moves with black in this position, which is a very good memory. That was actually the tournament where I came closest in my life to making a GM norm. I missed by half a point because I lost this game, one game in the Smith-Morra of all things. But anyway, at least there were some positive upsides to that tournament. So Aldisto, I had a number of discussions with Grandmaster Alexander Ivanov in that. Now, what do we do? Like a Hu Yi Fan imitation or something like that? Here against World Loser, try to trade off all the pieces to avoid Karpov or Hu Yi Fan. How are we going to play today? I don't know why against World Loser. I just something. I didn't want to play like the Sozin, which I always play. Felt like I was walking into his preparation. We're going to transpose to a Nimzo here, I guess, against Sparkling Moves. It's not technically a Nimzo until he actually, until he puts his knight, or I put my knight in f6. And then, and as far as this position is concerned, I don't know what the best recapture is here. They're both possible. SXPG, where have you been all your life? So, the Alekhines defense kind of loses, you know what I mean? It loses its funness in this line. For both sides, I think. So against World Loser now, I'm not really sure what I really wanted to do. Play something solid, Karpovian. Arsenal fan Richie discussing the. Oh, this is original Bishop E6 here, but it's not like the Bishop F4 variation. Bishop E6 from Clash Kid. That's interesting. I don't think anybody's ever played that against me in this position before. This position. Certainly original. Wow. Why not? I mean, it's played in like every other kind of Grunfeld position. Just this move. I was saying how knight f6 hasn't been played here. It's not technically a Nimzo. So I can transpose to the Nimzo with like in a self pin, with the self pin here, or avoid that with 97. I mean, is there a problem that this is a little bit passive? I can also play f6, of course. Maybe I'll just play knight f6, just for the simple sake that, being inside of theory will help me save some time here. Rather than trying to figure out a refutation over the board of bishop g5, I'm just going to transpose to book. They're Deep Wolverine. He's drawn 2 games against me. I don't know about his rating, but it doesn't seem real. Let's see what we're going to do here today. Alright, so Super Sebi, I don't know what this is. He just lost the tempo. But it's weird. It doesn't seem all that terrible for black somehow. E4 takes. It's a little like a Sicilian. We could also just play E3. Maybe that's a better way to go, Not try to refute his opening per se. Alright. Blue Crow playing the Slime God. I don't remember the theory on this very well. I know Hikaru played some games with this, and I analyzed some games with this one of my students last year, but I don't remember theory very well, which could be to my detriment, because it is a sharp line. think I'm supposed to play knight fd7 and c5. Hopefully I don't get killed. Are you going to the United States for vacation or permanent? No. I've been going for every summer I can. I try to go home to visit for a few months. It's not permanent. It's not a permanent thing. Go for the pawn. Yeah, so come like July, 1st of July, we'll be streaming at a different time. At least they're just transposed. After all that, you just transposed to the King's Indian. Oh no, what a letdown. I guess I should be happy. I mean, whatever. I wasn't really prepared for that. Somehow I was assuming he was going to play a modern. I don't know. We're going to play a classical King's Indian. Grandmaster Return played a strange move here, c5. Seems odd in this position to do that. You can play like b6, b4, a5, a3. I'm not sure that's even necessarily good for black. You can also go e5 at some point. b6, b4, a5, a3. I mean, does that achieve anything for me? Castle, castle, king h1. What am I supposed to do? Bishop g5? Is that it? Some kind of Karpov style thing? We're going to have to establish a center here at some point. d5 or take internet chess. Did we have the same game before, or is it just my hallucination? My imagination, I should say. Now bishop e3 from Luis Feder. If I mispronounce your name, I'm sorry. Bishop e3 looks like a good move, an accurate kind of move order. I wonder if it's interesting for black to play like c6 and d5 around here. It's interesting. I'm taking too much time. But the sight of this move, thinking white knows what they're doing. Okay, Admiral Jim. Against Admiral Jim. Right. Bishop b3. Immediamente. The Ugle. However that's pronounced. Bishop g5 from Arsenal fan. That looks early. Very early bishop g5. Perhaps a new move. Experimental stuff. Queen b6. Anybody? Oh, man. This is interesting. This looks like a very unusual order of moves. Tempting me into knight e4. Maybe I should just develop my pieces. a3 from Sparkling Moves. Now, that kind of makes me want to go back. I'm just going to go back. Play like Subtrojan. And now it looks like our only chance is going to be like e5 against Grandmaster Return. He's trying to suffocate me. This very unconventional move. Knight e4. Yeah. Try to play like knight e4, bishop f6 or something like that. I'm afraid my knight will get trapped. I don't don't really know what to do here. Alright. I feel like we're tempo up against Super Sebi, some sort of normal semi-Tarash or something. Apparently, I don't know. Apparently I don't know anything. On the white side of the bishop e2, the white side of the bishop e2 Najdorf, we got Clash Kid to weaken his structure a tiny bit. And now knight g5 has a little more force than it used to. It kind of looks pretty good, actually. Alright, tempted. I was tempted to do something unorthodox and did it. Okay, now he's very straightforward executing his plan here. I can play e5 maybe. It's like if e5, knight takes e5, knight takes e5, pawn takes e5, knight g4. He has some moves there. Alright, this is just way too much time for us to spend, on the first few moves of the... Sunball played b3 on the white side of the c3 Sicilian here. What on earth is that? I don't know what it is, but I'm glad to see it. It's a very, very strange move. And one we're happy to see, and I think we should probably get our bishop outside the pawn chain here. His queen can't go to b3 or something like that. Admiral Jim played a very, very good move f3 now. When I'm just going to play a non-conventional type of plan. Maybe I should just go d6 first. See what he's going to do. Bishop c4 from Blue Crow. That's mixing different systems. I think he's... The main move is h4 in that position. Now, I'm not really sure what's going on around here. I'm a little concerned, but we shall see. Bishop f5 at a very early point from Ara Knight, which is a move. And now the classic b5, f4, b4. Doesn't look very appealing. I already don't like my game here. I have to do something really lame. And so Grandmaster Return played 95. Okay. We'll see what's up there. The only game I'm really concerned about is that Najdorf against World Loser. Here we can transpose to some Simon Williams type of stuff, or you can also play d3, which is always good. I don't know if I had this against Pilot 100 once. It's possible. It's an Arsenal fan now. We've transposed back into book. Here. In the internet chess, did we have this game before, or was it someone else I had the exact same game against? CCETS. Some sort of normal exchange variation. Pretty boring stuff for me. I don't normally play d4, d5, so I'm not really thrilled about this. I was hoping for something more interesting than the exchange variation. This is one of the reasons why I don't, play the Queen's Gambit declined. It's pretty lifeless for black at least. Just trying to think how I can play more actively than just c6 here. Doesn't appear to be any real options. Rook e8. It's going to be tough to avoid playing c6 eventually. Now this almost looks like another variation of the Pierce. This is a pretty ugly position for me. But that's life. We can play bishop f3 maybe. I'm not thrilled with that. It's Admiral Jim I'm going to take here. Execute the Wojciech freeing maneuver. Speaking of Wojciech freeing maneuvers, this is more of a standard. 94 is boring. Another boring position. All right. The hedgehog. No, I'm sorry, the hippopotamus. Got my animals mixed up there. Sorry, guys. Aura knight. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to play c5 here right away or play like the e3 first. The e3 first, I guess. Knight c3 allows d takes c4, so that's not cool. You can't be having any of that. c5 right away, queen takes b3, a takes b3. Should sort of probably transpose into mainline theory, I guess. And now, I guess b6. I'm guessing a lot today. b6 would weaken my structure. What is up with this guy? He plays such strange chess. I regret putting my bishop on f8 now. Better on f6 to play f6 myself. Maybe I should play f6. Get some freedom before it's too late. It's a little bit risky, but we just handled this position a bit strangely. I'm ending up in a lot of positions that I'm really not fully familiar with. This one is okay for black also, but a4. I was thinking of a5 myself, Blue Crow. I also have knight a5. Ooh. But maybe I should take on e5 here. The thing is, he's really going to have some kind of counterplay if I take on e5. Okay, this is the standard line. Admiral Jim seems to know theory pretty well. h3 from Deep Wolverine. This is odd, is an odd move in this position. Slightly odd move. Maybe I ought to just play like e6 and knight on g to e7 here. Totally standard type of setup. Anti-hippo. Very safe for white. Grandmaster return. Played e4. Now I don't know whether, I should take on e4. Is he sacking a pawn with this move? If I play bishop h7, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. I guess I'm taking this pawn. I don't know. Okay, king f8. That's, to the uninitiated, that may look like a weird move, but it's actually pretty logical here. Although bishop g5 looks kind of fun. And now, against Foucault, bishop g4, a5, bishop takes f3, pawn takes f3. Can you just do that? So, I don't know, bishop g4, a5, knight d7. Maybe I should just stop a5 before it happens. My position is a fail here, and I'm just kind of trying to bail out, without getting crushed. Who is this guy? 1400 in Blitz, 1300 Bullet, 1600 Classical, but he's playing so far. My exact game with Florian Kutsor from last year in the Hungarian Team Championship. Right. SXPG. Wow, I've never seen that before. Seems a bit strange here. It's probably playable. Maybe I should just maintain the tension. Pretty much the only time you can really beat Snowball easily might be in the opening. Here, like I have knight f4. That looks pretty disruptive. I mean, there's also a bishop check, but bishop check, actually bishop check does seem pretty strong. And then knight d2, knight c3. Maybe that is better. Though at the end of the day, take. At least we develop quickly. Don't really have much here. Playing for the white squares. H3 now. That's a little slow, but probably typical for this line. Nothing black can really do special here. Actually, I'm going to have to just cave and play like... Again, I could play c5. Maybe a6. There's a lot of weaknesses on the queen side if I do that, though. So I just have to cave and play the standard setup there. Yeah, the Pilot 100 probably knows this. Now, queen takes c3 transposes to a queen's Indian. It could transpose to a queen's Indian type position. I played b takes c a lot, and I'm actually afraid I might have played that already against him, like a long time ago. Let's play queen takes. So, as far as this position goes, I mean, I think this is all book. Now, knight c3, bishop takes, bishop takes. The problem is, he's got all kinds of weird tricks here. This still plays just c5. We can transpose to the Marazzi. And now the Admiral Jim, who's 1600, goes h4 on me. Well, that's more aggressive than Florian Katzor. He's also playing damn fast. Wow. I may be losing this game. I'm a little bit concerned. That looks like a professional move. I'm not going to waste all my time on this game. Maybe we have to play h5 here. Then I have no clue what I'm going to do, though. Seem to have a problem. No time for h5. Another form of counterplay. There's like knight h5. Doesn't look very good. And this guy might be a master playing as a 1600. I don't know, but it looks pretty intimidating. I'm very, very concerned about this position. Maybe we can defend somehow. But I expect that might be difficult to save that. That position could be very seriously in trouble already. Alright, Internet Chess, I think we must have had the same game before because it's just exactly like another game I played the other day or last week. It probably was you. Usually when I'm thinking like, was that you? Was that you? It was you. Okay, this is a super weird game. I don't know what's going on here. He sort of like sacked the pawn long term. Guys, take your time, you know. Knight f3, that's an unusual square. I think it usually goes to, actually it makes sense now. Never mind. Knight e4. We're going to have to get some counterplay here very quickly. Knight takes e4. Usually they play bishop takes e7 around here. That looks okay. Okay, bishop f6, b3. I guess I could play rook d1, but that's sort of standard for these kind of situations. b3. It's like a normal Queen's Indian. Now he's taking Grandmaster return. Not sure if he ever left. Not very happy about this position. It is very simplified. What's going on with this one? Bishop takes d2 check. It's kind of ending. Be on the safe side rather than lose time, I think there. Here I don't know what to do. I don't have any kind of active counterplay. Play like a5, voluntarily weakening my queen side. A lot of tension. Just played that, knight e4. Very simple move. White is better. Here he's allowing a5, which is kind of usually prevented. c6 with the ultra solid pawn structure. Okay, so this game looks like it's not going to be a whole lot of fun. But hopefully he can hold the line. Now a3, keeping him kind of tied up, weakens my queen side. I'm a little concerned about that. Super Sebi avoiding making any pawn moves at all there. Wow. a3, bishop c2. That's pretty weird, man. Just bishop d7. You can just do that. Maybe I should just take on c5 and play b3 or something totally insipid. Okay, Arsenal fan Richie plays the book move after quite a lot of thought. Here I'm actually forgetting what I'm supposed to do. Bishop e6. Does that make sense? And then Plucro. And I don't really like my position a whole lot here. Not sure what I did wrong. I don't like the way this has gone down. We shall see. Okay, knight h5 from Aura Knight. Another ultra aggressive setup. What should be a totally standard position. I can play bishop e5, f6. That's not going to help me. I mean, ultimately, his knight should be misplaced on h5 there. You guys are just too fast. So Louis Federer played knight f3 finally, instead of like bishop d3. I was hoping to avoid some kind of bishop d3 type of stuff. Here maybe I can get some exchanges. Free up my position a little bit. This is a kind of unpleasant position. Kind of unpleasant. All right. Now a6 is possible. And played. Snowball is extremely interesting player. He doesn't castle like 99 out of 100 players would castle there. He couldn't castle because of knight takes e5, so the move was basically forced. Knight b4. I'd like to develop my pieces, but I just don't see a really appealing like option here. Let's keep him busy. Thinking knight d5 now. Or rook d2. Just kind of shuffling my pieces. Bishop g4 from Aldisto. This is c5 and bishop g4. It's strange that I've never really seen this in this position. It's not supposed to do something stupid like that. And now bishop c2, the subtle threat. No easy games. Okay, now I'm taking this. He castles, and then I go to the file. But how fast he is. Back to c8. That doesn't look right. But I'm not sure he had a better choice. Not really sure I have an advantage here. But I was thinking, just trade some pieces. Wow, that's the full-on Tony Miles from Sparkling Moves. 2200 in Classical, 1700 in Blitz. It's interesting. That's kind of a weird rating distribution. A lot stronger in Classical, A. I mean, it's just a draw. Miles would actually win these positions with black. You know, so here I thought we'd have a good Rubinstein, Queen's Gambit, accepted type thing. Is there anything overlooked? So I have to take. Hopefully we can just board World Loser to death, you know, in this situation. CCETS. Yeah, now there's bishop g4, bishop takes h7 check. That doesn't work, right? there are other issues for me. I better play like rook e8 or something. This guy's playing awful fast, isn't he? What are we doing? Rook d5. Wait a minute, what's wrong with the other rook to d5? Well, I know what's wrong with it. I know what's wrong with it, you know what's wrong with it. Right. Ooh. That's not aggressive. Right. Everyone's a master. Maybe we should use the A file a little bit. And now he's opening the position with his bishop on c8. Okay. I don't know. It should be good for me. I mean, you don't normally want to open the position with your bishop on c8, but Edis Perpetua is doing that anyway. Jeez, and it's so hard to beat anybody. I don't know, see anything for white. It's hard to win a chess game. It really is. It seems like. Yeah, I did see this. You know, just kind of happy to trade queens, even though I'm a pawn down. Like I have a chance to draw there. Now, internet chess, maybe I have pawn takes. I was thinking. Did you calculate that already? Bishop takes, knight g5. Is that your idea? You know, normally I would play more complicated moves like against move 11, but I really have to just kind of respect the time situation. In the past, I play as if, you know, I was playing a normal game, and it's bit me in the butt, like usually, literally, later on. Wow, Arsenal fan Richie seems to know what he's doing here. Could play Queen A6 now. Does that really help? I mean, this position is basically about equal. Maybe I can play F6. So we managed to trade pawns, trade queens in that position where I was really scared with the queens on the board. I mean, I'd almost rather be a pawn down against that guy. He's pretty scary, like plays this silly opening, and then I drop a pawn to trade queens so I don't get mated, basically. The world loser, why do you move so fast, dude? Giving me no time to think. Because he can, you know? It's like the... What are we doing on the king side here? I'd like to play g3, but then on the other hand I have problems with it too. I'm not really sure why my king is on h1 anymore, to be honest, in that game. This is like a draw. But white is better, huh? Sparkling moves. It's a little weird. This should be fine. So now I was thinking bishop g4 still a problem. Can play g6 at some point. G6 is quite weakening though. Maybe we can go ahead and play bg4. What's going on here? a5. a5 with counter spiel. The Rubinstein attack. It's not that clear here. Knight g5, maybe. It's an interesting move. Alright, Blue Crow, I didn't expect that move. I was more afraid of Knight g5. That might be good as well. This guy hasn't lost to me the last 6 times we've played, and he now has an even score. The opening was like a joke. We hang out around the e-pawn. And now I need to be a little bit careful about this one. Knight e5. This is a bit strange. A lot of kind of dry positions here. Queen c7. Now that I played rook d1, you're going to put your queen on c7. Alright, I don't know what to do. World Loser just like makes instant moves. Can at some point I play knight d5? It eventually make some sense. Not sure, maybe. I just feel like it's a blitz game, World Loser. Why don't you ever take your time in a single game? I don't understand, dude. Why not really try to respect the chess, you know, and try to play quality moves instead of just moving instantly? I don't get it, man. It's like you can't or you don't want to. What's the reason? I mean, that knight's pretty bad on d7. Sort of strange path he chose. Maybe here I can play rook d2. I'm kind of in a sort of nasty situation though. Well, first we'll make this exchange. So this game I was terrified of. I mean, I was really terrified. Bishop takes g7, king takes g7, h5. I have to play like rook h8, and I'm very nearly lost. But Admiral Jim played bishop e3, which is, you know, a situation now where, you know, I could probably hold on. I mean, I think I was just nearly lost there in that one, if he plays the correct move. So a5 on the queen side. Maybe I should stop that with a4. Pawn stop. I'm not really sure. This is just a tiny bit better for black, but he's threatening stuff like trapping my bishop. Alright, so this is kind of nasty. You know, technical position. I don't mean to be... I don't mean to be like prejudiced, but Russian players tend to be very well taught in like endgame technique, compared to other countries. So I'm a little worried about this. Maybe we've got some glimmer of hope, but how can I get both my rooks active here? It's going to be very hard to do. G5. Could I consider playing G5? Just to give myself some breathing room? It almost looks insane. Alright, Richie, at least your knight can't go to b5 now. After that move. SXPG. That's a weird setup. As I said earlier, there's like no easy games. Everyone is like a GM. Snowball. Snowball is a frightening player. So h5 now. Like, speaking of snowballs, Snowball's chance in hell of surviving this, huh? Oh, I just lose immediately. Oh, that's good. And this guy sparkling moves. 1700. Whatever, I'm not going to complain. Looks like we're probably going to lose to World Loser. There may be a way for me to avoid losing a piece there, but he's insisting on always just playing for time, and I'm just getting kind of bored of it. I think he should try for more serious attitude toward his own game. Bishop f5. This guy's used 9 minutes for the whole game. I might as well just resign now. Here. I mean, how is he like 2100 in bullet? Wow, 2200 in blitz. Alright. How am I going to survive this? Very bad time pressure already. Maybe moving my queen here would be a good idea. Against World Loser, for some reason, I play really, really badly. Now I've like dropped a piece. Every time I play against this guy lately, I'm very upset by how quickly he plays, and I start hanging pieces and stuff. But I don't like when people just try to flag me. I'm just here to play quality chess. You got a chance to play a 40-40 simul. You should really probably take like a minute a move. It makes it harder for me to play the other players when people are like blitzing every single move. That's my problem. I could just resign this. This guy's not going to mess this up. I've never seen this account before. I mean, it's very high rated. It's a little weird that he's only like 2,000 in Chess960, but that's 28 games. Actually, it's a little weird that he's just 2,200 in blitz and he's like smoking me like a baby here with only 9 minutes, 8 minutes used for the whole game. Maybe we can hold on here though, oddly enough. with a rook exchange of all things. I think this one we might be able to survive too. That game is not totally lost. So now he moves instantly again. Bishop b6. I have to save my bishop, no other move. He like never has a weakness either. It's weird. I also have rook d4 here though. That's gonna be like an exchange sacrifice though. Or is it? If I play rook d4, bishop b6, rook takes b4, bishop takes e3, rook d4. He also has just simply rook c4. But just bishop e2 might be a better idea. I'm sure that he's gonna smoke me tactically. Now the 1600 guy's offering me a draw here. It's weird. He played one mistake, bishop d4, in a nearly winning position, now offers a draw. Maybe he has to go somewhere. But if I decline, how would I decline? Sack the exchange? I can sack the exchange. But, like, you know, on which square? Bishop f6 or something? I mean, objectively... I don't know. I can play queen e6 as well. The problem is, like, takes on g7, takes on g7, I have to take with the queen on g6. So whatever, man. Why did it just send me to another screen? Can I hold this? Awful ending. Oh. Right. Basically like lost here. Looks like I can resign this. Threatening knight d6, I have no defense. From a joke opening, he's like winning. After this joke opening. I don't think I have any moves. If I trade all the rooks, can I survive somehow? Well, I'm not going to be able to trade all the rooks, right? He's going to just avoid it. I'm sure that I'm lost here. It's like, I don't know why. I don't even know what I did wrong. I mean, I just played like logical moves and he just plays perfectly and I'm lost. Something desperate like g5, that's wonderful. Might as well just resign here. He's gonna have a plus score against me. That's realistic. Let's try something. Doesn't look good though. I don't think Snowball really talks, does he? In the stream? If he's interacted too much. I've played him quite a few games. We don't know too much about him, but his score is getting kind of out of hand. Here I'm tempted to play e4, but it's very risky. I just don't have anything. e4. My queen is in the worst place. Let's go here, maybe. Now, I don't know if this can be survived, this endgame, maybe. He doesn't really have a threat. It's an odd situation. So I need to go after this pawn, looks like. Super Sebi finds knight e5. Man, putting his knight on prise. Shit. Oh my god. Alright. But it's good to be the slowest. You know, you actually think about the game. Alright, I'm taking this. I don't know what this is about, but... Now here we focus on the d4 pawn. Whoops. I meant the other board there. It's all good. This will castle eventually. Aldisto... I was a little skeptical of his plan to play like knight bd7. But I guess at the end of the day, his position isn't so bad. Now this is fortunate. You know, I can probably cross my fingers, hold on there. If I play with knight takes d4, does that do anything for me? I think that's a mistake, probably. Yeah, this is a guy who takes his time, move 11, which I do appreciate. But I don't have any advantage. And Louis Vetter doesn't fall for queen c2. I was hoping he would, you know, play queen c2, let me take on f3, take on h7, and then allow like g6, trapping his bishop. Basically, bishop takes f3 is probably not good here. Our position is a little bit passive, but we might be okay. And now, speaking of passive, we're playing Tony Miles Jr. over there. The classic Najdorf maneuver. Man, I don't know. Should I play like queen f4? Queen g3. Where should I put the queen? I mean, I'm just begging for e3 with that move. I mean, he's set up for that no matter what. Yeah, this is like over. I could just resign this game. Maybe I can draw down a pawn in an ending. I don't know. It's just really disgusting to have such a good opening and almost like lose after he played the opening so badly. But Snowball is just absurdly fast against me. We're taking a pawn here. I don't know. He has some compensation there. Another kind of boring position there. So here, this reminds me of some games I had like very, very long ago, like 20 years ago. I would agree to a repetition against move 11 in that game. Now here maybe I go bishop g7, b5, there. Yeah, it's probably a draw. I'm really lucky that I could force a trade of rooks against Grandmaster Return because tactic here. I mean, since the point, I don't know, since here, World Loser, he's +1 against me in the last 15 games, dude. That's a pretty amazing score, Holmes. And he's like, well, I just move fast or whatever, but I mean, is it really? I'm like almost in Zugzwang. We have to take this guy. Alright, move 11. I'm sorry for a quick draw, 15 move draw, but I don't really want to be worse, you know? If the draw is alright with you, it's okay with me. I don't like playing the way I played that game, really. I just, you know, I don't feel like being worse. F3 is interesting. Maybe I'm better off playing F4. I really don't know. He's got C5 with counterplay. I need to get my bishop in the game. I mean, that was the idea. Whatever. Let's wait a minute. Yeah, this is going to be a draw, fortunately. Wow, now speaking of taking your time, Aura Knight took his time, which is cool. Tired of everybody blitzing me. You know, let's try to play some quality chess. And Super Sebi regroups his knight back there a little bit passively to g6. Look how well placed his pieces are, though. Just coming out, everything's fine. Another really ridiculous opening, and like, how does he get away with it? I have no idea. You know, I just have no idea. How can they get away with it? Playing that opening like queen takes d5, and I mean, it's absurd. And then he totally has an okay game. I don't know. It's like, it's even like, is black better here? I mean, what in the world? You know, how does he do this? It's like playing Rubinstein. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. A5, very strong move. It looks like I have to be careful. Accurate should be a better word. Accurate. Now we have, this is instructive position. It's kind of interesting. Could get sharp. Queen g2. The ultra subtle. What's he gonna do? Like, Queen g2. I don't know. My queen is in a bad place here. I mean, we can just play knight to d5, I guess, and try to sack a pawn. Knight takes d5, pawn takes pawn, bishop takes, and then like rook b1. Play it as a pawn sack for some sort of initiative. I'd rather not lose a pawn, to be honest. I'd rather not lose a pawn, but he's playing like knight e5, knight c6. Can he do that, though? Maybe he can't do that. Queen b3, knight e5, f4. He has other moves, too. I mean, is f4 even good for me? Sparkling moves with a fully equal game. This is a very risky thing that black did here. I actually have queen f4, not losing material right away. Temporarily saving a piece. Okay, so Louis Fetter plays d5. This gets a little sharper. And now trading queens, and I think that's a mistake when you're down material. He's forcing a trade of queens. Clash Kid back to e8 going for this square. So I should have second thoughts about f3, I guess. Huh. And f3, there's all sorts of problems with it. I mean, I really need to get my knight in the game, but now I regret my positioning of my rook too, because I want to exploit his queen on the file. F3. What was I afraid of? What was I afraid of here? Well, there's actually f3, knight d6, bishop g3. But that's sort of stupid, isn't it? I mean, he's going to play like knight h5 anyway, like in my face. Might as well just play f4. So I was talking about earlier, I hope I don't lose that ops color bishop position. I don't know. I think I'm going to lose this game. But that's not really a surprise. Okay. Now bishop takes f6. Okay, not Bob. Bob played a little too... Oh, I missed this. Okay, takes on b6. Is that more than slightly better for white, or just slightly better for white? Could have problems with our b6 pawn. If I took with the pawn, he takes with the knight. But not really. Berkesh Ferencz plays the Alekhines defense, and sometimes I've seen this happen with him. Taking on b6 with the pawn, I guess, is forced. I mean, taking with the queen is like a tempo loss. Deep Wolverine, I can take back either way. I guess both are good. More aggressive take with the pawn, also more risky. And now knight g4. I want it to stop. So I have other issues here. Most likely. Thank you, Grandmaster Return, for that blitz game. I hate to see when you play when you play classical chess. Man, I mean, our knight took his time, but he got a really good game. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm playing the Stonewall attack, basically. Some kind of weird, bizarre Stonewall attack. And sparkly moves with Rook c1. Rook c1 isn't really dangerous for me, which is good. This is a pretty dry position. Queen c4 now. Hitting d5. I can play knight d4, at least obstructing his something. Knight f8. That's a different way to go to go to d4, but it works, right? And now I can play knight d5. Is that even a good move? It's actually a good question. I don't know. My bishop is pretty bad. I can defend b6 if I have to. Bishop f6. That knight on d5 is a monster. I really like the way White played this. He really knows what he's doing. Against internet chess, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think I managed to find a way to win a pawn there. Yeah. This is a funny move. He's threatening knight takes h7. But objectively, I should just like protect my queen or something. Bishop e6. This a pawn, that should create some serious problems for black. Guys, I just want to mention I have a YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. For those of you who didn't really watch a lot of my stream, you can check that out sometime. How important is the open file here? What is my rook doing on d1? Okay, another complicated position. Bishop takes e7 check. Doesn't seem to do anything. Bishop takes g7 check. I didn't actually sacrifice a piece. I'm just recapturing. That's probably the easiest. Okay, now Deep Wolverine went for f4, which is a natural break, but also pretty double-edged. We had the better game there. I'm really concerned about this one, Super Sebi. He has just a draw against me, but he's playing like Rubinstein. He's not letting me get in any sort of tricks. Anytime I do like knight e4, he always has some f5 response at the end. And I'm getting a little bit frustrated with my position. I don't know what to do anymore. I mean, it's just becoming sort of irritating. And I mean, in these semi-Slav type of situations, or Queen's Gambit, whatever, what would you call it? Semi-Tarash? Semi-Tarash. Can become very irritating how to deal with this. f4, knight h4. Whew, that's slice 'em, dice 'em. Bishops on a7 becomes very dangerous. Doesn't seem fair. Knight e4, knight takes e4, knight takes e4. f5. And black's like coming to get me. Why are his bishops better than my bishops in this position? I don't understand. What makes his position better than mine? Here, I really... It's my knight in front of my bishop, right? Is that the problem? That's Rubinstein classically showed that. You know, the first one. I didn't want to play knight c3 before because of stuff, though. There were issues right away from the beginning, from the outset. The ambulance is coming for me here. And I need it. I don't know, hopefully I'll like survive that. King h7. I'm drifting down in my chair. Sinking down. King h7. Well, we need to just play a little bit faster in this one, but I felt slightly worried for some reason. So I have rook e4 here. It's a really kick-ass move. That kind of turns the tables on white. And then we can recapture either way. Toward the center, this pawn is a bit of a problem. Maybe I'll take this way. Avoid queen e5, harassment. Knight a4, a la speaking of Rubinstein, he's on my mind. The knight a4. This square is under surveillance. Whatever. All right. Okay, queen d3 here. Chaos land. I can play knight takes e5. Knight takes e5. Knight takes e5. Pawn takes e5. Knight g5. Bishop f5. No idea what's going on there. But I do need to do something before anything bad happens to me. I could also simply play like pawn takes pawn, knight there. Development is a bit of a problem. I'm keeping him off of g5 though. What else to do though? That's the quandary here. Knight takes e5, knight takes e5, pawn takes e5, knight g5. Yeah, there's another move. Maybe that's better. This is really chaos. All right, I don't know. Am I committing suicide, or am I making the right decision there? SXPG using his time. Thank you for you guys who take your time, try to play the best you can. I do appreciate it. Rather than turning this into a bullet chess festival. D5. We make one more prophylactic move. Really not Bob resigned. Alright, dude. Thank you for the game, man. Thanks for playing, and I hope you'll be back to play again soon. I like this bishop e8, man. That's super tight. Damn. If I play b4, what's going on? I don't know. Let's just go for it. I'm tired of being afraid of everything. All right. We take back. Richie offered a draw now, but I think he could be in trouble. I mean, isn't he in trouble here? Or maybe just lost. After queen e7, he maybe just lost. I just pile up, like triple on the file. I definitely don't want to accept draws in winning positions. Generally not a good idea. This snowball game. Oh, man. I mean, the opening was very frustrating. Now he's found this sort of perverse... It's weird enough the way that snowball plays. I mean, I can sack the exchange, but, you know, that should be lost. I don't really have enough compensation to sack the exchange. It's better to just lose a pawn. I mean, you know, if that's what's going to happen, I mean, it's not the end of the world. You know, maybe I'm better off just losing a pawn. I walked right into knight f5, like Space Cadet style. I was so looking at the e4 square. I did for one moment look at knight f5, and then I missed it, or re-missed it. Or a knight super solid here. What did I do wrong in this game? I don't understand. I know I'm saying that a lot today, but it's a thought for the day. Really, I didn't lose any tempos or anything. Tempi. He's playing like God. It feels like I'm down 7 tempi in this position. My bishop on d2 probably isn't right. But I mean, where should it be? You can play g4 maybe. You know, as stupid as it looks, the problem is g4, bishop c2, b4. What am I achieving? Well, hopefully in these games where I have to move real fast, I have a clue what I'm doing. It's good to have a clue. Okay, that knight is done visiting. This has got to be... I have bishop takes d4 check as well, but it's probably more accurate to play this first. We're winning some games and not doing so hot in others. But I'm just hoping here against Snowball that, you know, he's so extended that that extra pawn may not be the end of the world. Knight takes h7, queen h4. Knight takes h7, queen h4. He doesn't have a threat. So I really have knight takes h7. I don't know. Knight takes h7, queen check. It's kind of complicated. That's what life is about, right? Man, Aura Knight. What did I do wrong in this game? I absolutely am butchered here. And I'm still trying to figure it out. G4. It's like awful for me. Alright. He is attacking my pawn. And it's a big one. We've got B5 for whatever that's worth. That was the whole plan. Bishop D7. We have Bishop B5, maybe paralyzing him with tactics. Yes. Everyone in the room saw it except for you. Yes, yes. What else can I do? Oh my god. He's actually threatening F5 here. And other good stuff. Collector of souls and other good stuff. F5. He'll probably trap my queen in mid-board or something. Wouldn't surprise me. Another case of like, we shouldn't really trade pieces when we're down material. Okay, what's going on? Rook takes rook. Develop the pieces when in doubt. This is why I don't play the Queen's Gambit Declined with black. Sort of unsatisfying positions like this. Certain players would like this position probably. I'm not one of them. And b5 loses to queen takes c6. That's rewarding. I mean, b5 is a bad idea anyway. But we are getting kind of low on the clock. For the rook a7, seems like a weird idea. Weird ideas have been known to be good. There's knight g4 in the air. I thought you'd see it your way. Alright, is this mate or is this mate? I believe he's going to let me mate him. Okay, Richie just sacked the exchange. I'm not sure if he had anything better in that situation. Here I'm just suffering. I'm on respirator. What did I do wrong in this game? Like, seriously. I don't understand. I didn't make like one really obvious bad move. This has got to be a draw. Claiming a draw. That's what Michael Rode did in the simul that my chess club paid for. He was like bored of the simul, so he just wanted to go home. Claiming a draw here. I'm adjudicating my own simul. Okay, let's be as solid as we can. I mean, nobody should lose this position for either side. Tactics. I think that he missed that I had this. Some nasty double threats. So the idea here was to grab on e5 with a knight, and then pray that I'm not getting hosed. I could also take on a5, rook takes a5, knight takes e5. But then he has like some kind of weird stuff. Actually, that's not so bad. Knight takes e5. If I play knight takes e5, he plays knight takes a4, and that's kind of hard to meet. Knight takes f7. What's going on? Yeah, maybe I should just keep it simple. I'm not sure if I like this position or not, but we're going to live with it. a4. I need to regroup here a little bit, I'm afraid. And I don't like my rook on that pin on the diagonal. My rook being pinned on the diagonal. Alright, he took forever, which is a very, very suspicious sort of thing, isn't it? I mean, he never thinks. So it's really, really odd that he would think for a long time. But I don't really have any other moves, do I? Queen takes d6. I could play queen takes d6, but the e-pawn is much more dangerous. Oh, it's a rook e8 mate in 1. He wouldn't find that, would he? So it's like a trap. I actually can't. I can't take that, and like my queen, let me guess, like my queen's trapped on d6 too. No. Queen takes e, and he gets mate in 1. But I have some sort of in-between move, bishop e2. Serious? Queen takes e4, rook e8, bishop e2. Rook takes e4, bishop takes c4. That's funny. Alright. Really should be winning this pretty easily. Pretty. Not so easy. Maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, man, if he gets to an ending and picks off my c6 pawn, this could be pretty nasty, actually. I should be careful here. And I'm getting low on time. It was a good call. Maybe I should just be super careful. And games. Alright. Right. I know what I'm doing. Don't try this at home. Look at CCETS. The knight's bouncing through that square. Jeez, dude. Has this guy been to Grandmaster School or what? He's 1500 in bullet. Jesus. I'm scared. I don't know. Right? Pawn grabber. I'm going to offer a draw here. It looks equal to me. Okay, I should have played b4 like 100 years ago in that game. But I hadn't really found the right moment. Queen sacrifice. Good idea. Okay, what's next? This guy has been hanging on really solid. I was prepared to play d5, right? I'm just not sure if it's a good move. Rook a8. Unexpected. An unexpected turn of events. I just don't really want to get mated in any way, shape, or form here. He declined my draw. He's playing for a win in this position. Okay. Good luck with that. And the plan was a4 now. I did see this move, but I thought I had a double attack. But I guess he doesn't care about that too much. Okay, Rich is trying to kill me now, which is understandable. Rook here. The birds are chirping at 8:30. Like, what time is it? We're lucky we're still alive. Knight takes d7. Oh, you take with check. I forgot it was check. Alright, then we can't be having any of that. So that was well thought out. And now my pawn is attacked. Right. Okay, you're going after my b pawn. Wonderful. Okay, so here I thought I had some sort of trick, like playing for mate, but I think I was right or wrong. Not really sure, actually. I don't like this. Don't like this. Yes. I mean, I don't know, you know, like realistically about the dude declining the draw in this position. You know, but it's legal. So there's f2 problem. We have this. Nothing special though. Okay. Get the king closer to center. Why am I down to 235 over here? Oh man. Yes. Oh, king g3. Oh snap. Well, that's good to have, huh? Handy? A handy move. Let's hope I have something good too. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the draw declination there. What am I gonna do? I have knight f5 now? I have no idea. Knight f5, is that a blunder? Probably like the only way to lose. Played rook a5 like he's contacted the psychic network or something. Is Lieutenant Ahura there? Bishop takes e2. Oh no. A la smothered mate. Hey, this one, I mean, I don't know. You know, alright. I think this is a draw. This one, I'm not so sure what's going on. I think we messed up. I knew I should have brought my queen back into the fold there. This is still very complicated. I should think a little bit. Yeah, I saw that. I was just talking to the psychic network about that move. This guy is just punishing me. Can I speak to God, please? What am I doing? Bishop e7? Looks like a good idea. Knight, queen, knight e2 maybe. Am I crazy? Yeah, that's a good move. No, it's not. Damn. Okay, whatever. Rook d6, that's not happening. Oh, you've got another trick. Right, right. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's perfect. It's like impossible, dude. Alright, whatever. Okay, that's your queen, right? It's nice that some other people are in time pressure. Not only myself. Okay, dude, this looks like a draw. Unless I play king f8. Knight g3 was played. A move I didn't foresee. I see you have some tricks. At this moment there was a bug on the screen. That's unbelievable. In that exact moment the bug decides to bother me. What are the chances of that? Blue Crow, you have very subtle threats. Very subtle. What am I doing here? Why can't I do anything? Thought I could take that pawn. I defended it. I'm trying to say defend it. This is actually going to get a little bit messy. Okay, what are we doing here? Is this like playing for a win or? I don't know. Whatever. Bishop f6. a4 has been played. I made descending very difficult for myself. Rook d8. I mean, Aura Knight is frightening me, basically. Why play g4? Why ask why? Because I'm scared. Okay, now he's got a cheapo of the highest order. Like, I'm under a difficult impression here. Alright, let's just play like, let him trade queens. King f8 to the center. c4. Knight f6 has been called. This is really awful. I knew that wasn't good for me. That pawn structure. Oh, man. I wanted to get my queen back in the game anyway. d5. Yes. And now, bishop f5. Guarding the key diagonal. Bishop f6. How nice. Deep Wolverine, your rating of 1300 based on 2 games. Really, what were you doing when you played that 1300? Were there like disconnections or something? He took there. It's always a good move. I'm absolutely down a pawn for nothing. I don't know if King G7 is going to help me anytime soon. Maybe this. It's like playing God. Alright, let's try to defend. Oh, B3, alright. Makes sense. The guy's declined 2 draws. Alright, dude, that's really cool. Whatever, man. I guess he doesn't know. He doesn't understand. This is like losing for me. Not clear. Blue Crow's subtle. You know, I don't mind people declining draws, but like in a position with a totally symmetrical pawn structure and a queen ending, I mean, it's kind of bad etiquette. Maybe h4 here. What are we doing? I think this is a draw. But everything's a draw here. E5. Well, that was an insightful move. Edis Perpetua. I was just kidding. Is there any chance of holding on here? I don't know about it. Knight g3. I guess I just have to take it. Wow. F5. That's pretty uncompromising. Wow. Yes. Shit. Was queen takes d4 win a piece there or something? Uh-huh. Queen takes d4 wins a piece for him. CCETS playing like a master in this game. Absolutely. Bishop g5. Oh, knight f4. With Foucault, it's like you just never know what the next move will be. It's totally difficult to predict. This has been quite an interesting game too. It's like positional God now. F4. Knight d7. It's kind of... I understand. Alright, maybe we should give up on that. Wow. CCETS. Serious master strength play. Ooh, this is nasty. Rook d3. Speaking of master strength play, 1300, man. It's just ridiculous. We're just lost here. 48 seconds left for me. I mean, Plupro, where do you come up with this stuff, dude? Seriously. I just don't have enough time. I'm gonna lose on time. Oh, you had that move. What a surprise. I might as well just resign this. What's going on? Okay, I mean, this should be rook takes e3, rook e3. Yeah. Rook takes h7. Bishop h6. I mean, come on, dude, really? Why didn't I take on e2 there? I'm not really sure. h3 check. This is good enough. Rook b3, you had that. Oh, of course. Knight g6, of course. Oh, that's handy. Well, someone's actually worse time pressure than me. Let's check. I don't think you could play more spectacularly. You're not the only one. Okay, this I'm not going to lose. Oh, what a convenient move to have. e5. Of course. It's like ridiculous. That's so convenient, dude. This is not hanging? What is going on here? And this is like a masterpiece. You should publish this game. Yeah, I don't know how I managed to beat Ara Knight in a game last time. That was strange. Very odd. I would manage to win a game against him. I'll just resign that. That's really gross. This is not so bad. This is winning. And the surprising mate here. This game. Another uber masterpiece. Well, now we have some threats against our hero. I don't think I want to trade queens at this point. And so it's just mate, right? That's game. I mean, I can give away a piece somehow, but it's convenient. Alright, yeah. That's impressive, dude. I mean, it would be impressive in a tournament game, in a normal tournament game, but in a simul, it's equally impressive. Try not to get too angry about it. Here we're better, but I don't know about winning. A super dangerous snowball. Yeah, I mean, this guy is not wanting to resign for sure. Should re-coordinate here. This is a little bit odd, man. Bishop h6. We actually got some counterplay, but it's probably not enough, huh? It would be nice to beat Snowball for a change. Actually, or anybody. I mean, I may have missed a tactic, or a lot of them. I don't know what to do here. Stay on his knight? It's sort of grotesque. He's playing knight takes f7. Here, check. Can we get our knight going, please? Can I draw against the Mighty World Loser? We have some threats. Kind of a classic exchange variation there. This is my big idea of counterplay. Pretty weak, actually. A rook e2, okay. This game was illustrative, like, of how to defend such a position. Guys, check out the YouTube channel. Tomorrow we have another stream at 10 a.m. CET. We guard the h8 square. The key h8 square, whatever that's worth. Oh, and you're running away. Yes. Good idea. His counterplay is kind of limited here. Right? Typical exchange variation. Black gets counterplay on the king's side. Although it's like not really known as an attacking king side opening, the Queen's Gambit exchange variation, that's pretty standard. Thank God there's no knight h8 mate. Yeah, we got him, I think. We got him. Opposite color bishops. Aldi Stowe. A6. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be in time if I try to win his knight here. We're going to need to come up with something a little more imaginative, but I don't think anything exists. Or we don't have too much anyway. Alright, this has got to be pretty straightforward, but I think I'm going to play G4 first to actually inhibit his kingside play. Check. I don't want to let him out, you know, that's the thing here. This has got to be mate. Eddie Vedder. Luis Vedder saw it. He saw the very deep trick I had there. The hopeless. This is hopeless. We can resign here. I mean, the A pawn is not being stopped by anything. His king is actually really nasty too. Is there any point in playing on here? I mean, I just don't even have a square. I don't even have a square to put my knight on if I wanted to. Stalemate, maybe. Can I stalemate myself somehow? This is hopeless. All right, Eddie. Good game. Now he offers a draw, but could he be worse? Maybe he saw he's losing and he offered a draw. F6, I'm like actually better after F6, no? Is he losing after F6? Could it be? Or some sick G4 move? Takes H5, King E6, H6, King F7. It's weird. Let's decline his draw. After he declined two of mine. This is a curious position where I'm lucky to be better. We got some threats though. I feel like Kramnik or something in this game. Alright. I don't have anything better. Kramnik. See, now it's too late. It is late. It is late. That's not very nice, Richie. I can't stop you from blundering pieces. You played the opening brilliantly. And now King D4, he has a trick, right? Then the G4 nonsense might actually work. I'm afraid this really is a draw. King D4, G4. I'm out of the box. It just really is a draw. I'll be damned if I'm wrong. I think this really is a draw. I thought I had it. Yeah, Aura Knight. I think you couldn't really play much better than that, dude. Wow. But wait a minute, what just happened here? Oh, he doesn't have a move. Well, that's weird. So maybe I am winning. No, he'll get the pawn back. I should know if I'm winning or not. I can go either way, actually. I don't mean it like that. I can't, you know, I mean, adults who learned the game at the age of, over 20, 25, I mean, even 20, are going to have a very high propensity to make blunders. It's just a scientific fact. I mean, you're asking a lot there. It's going to take quite a while to stop making blunders. Now here, what am I doing? G4. Playing for the win. Actually, if I do that, G4 is a brilliant move. Or is it? Brilliant or stupid? I'm not sure which one. But we'll find out soon. Guys, we should be able to finish up pretty quickly here. We can kick off the H-pawn. And we run to the other side. Let's see. Take there. We should be winning this. With those two pawns, right? Maybe I'm misconceiving that position. I was actually more scared. Let's see. Bishop G4. Bishop E6. Oh, you can't defend it. That's lucky. Well, King F3. Maybe he should have tried the other way here. Is there another way? King F2, King G4, King E3, King takes H4, King F4, King H3, King F3, H4. I don't know. Alright. This is over. He can try to like follow my king on the other side. I should play H4 here. Then he runs back and I'll get that pawn anyway. Kind of playing on out of momentum. But these pawns should really be collected before they do any damage. I don't know why we're playing on anymore. It's kind of hard to get myself out of this pin I'm in. I just feel like it would be rude to offer a draw. I don't like offering draws in worse positions, This one is pretty straightforward actually. Wow. I have like Bishop F3. Oh my god, I almost played Bishop F3. Oh, that's crazy. Self-fulfilling prophecies. F3. You can both get mated. Now this has gotten a little bit out of hand. Literally Eidos Perpetuo. Those pawns are hard to stop. I may need to think about this for a minute here. Speaking of thinking, speaking of Kramnik, wow, rook check. Why can't I figure out a way to win this position? Oh man, come on, I'm really low on time here. It's deceptive because I have like 6 minutes against world loser. Where's my other game? Oh, this is it. But against Snowball I have 50 seconds. That's pretty irritating. Okay, I have this move. Kind of escape from prison. Prison break. I need to just make moves so I don't lose on time here. If I could get Snowball heads up, would be better. Plucro said, you have to go. All right, man. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for moderating, Plucro. Thanks for the exciting game. It was pretty insane. Arsenal fan was just kidding about the blunders. All right, I was worried you were serious. You're like, I blundered more. Can we get something going with the other check? What? We're better, but it's really hard to put him away. But maybe if I can get him solo. Solo. We got him now. Definitely got him on the run. But he seems to always find the best defense. Queen F3. Got him on the run. How to finish him off? Really tough. I think Ito's Perpetual resigned. World loser blundered a piece. I was actually close to losing there if I make one mistake. You gotta, this is the only way to beat him. You've gotta like tire him out in a position where he's better, and then eventually at move 60 he'll drop a piece. Probably the only way to beat him. Yeah, he had a way to even continue to play for a win. I saw when he played King C3, Bishop F5. I thought he had a move here. Yeah, Bishop D2, and no, Bishop D2 doesn't work. Wait a second. Rook E2. He has Rook E2. Rook E2. But I think this is objectively a draw. But I still have to be a little bit careful. You know, that's why I didn't want to offer a draw. I mean, it wasn't about like me playing for a win. It was about me, you know, feeling like I'm slightly worse, and you know, not wanting to he resigned. It's just a blunder, but I would have offered a draw if I thought it was equal, but I thought he was better the whole way, so I didn't want to offer a draw. You know, a position where my opponent is better, it's kind of bad etiquette. So, it should be a draw. I'm just lucky there. Anyway, guys, we've got one game left where I can play heads up against Snowball. So, the problem is I wanted to play Rook D1. But I thought I saw something I didn't like just now. Yeah, it's not so easy. I mean, Queen H5 check. We could just snap a pawn. Then it's like I have to do a lot of work to do again. Rook D1. Rook D1. He actually has some defenses against that, probably. You know, I don't want him to, like, get out of this completely. Am I missing anything? Queen H5 check, King G1. Rook D8, well, doesn't do anything. Rook D1, Rook G1, Queen H5 check, and what? And again, I'm not making progress. So I feel like I've got to snap a pawn here. And then maybe play like a rook ending where I'm up a pawn with better rook position. For example, we could get a better rook ending if he somehow... He can't really force a trade of queens, though. I don't think. This is last game. Last game for today. I'm just lucky I, managed to fend off World Loser. I thought he was better pretty much the whole game until the end, which was like pretty sterile and a dead draw. In the very end, last moment, I put myself in an awkward situation where it should have been a draw, but I have to be precise. Then he dropped a piece, so that's a silly way to win. But I often tell him not to play so fast. Okay, now White went berserk. He went berserk. Just a few cheapos, but I mean, that's crazy. Crazy. Crazy, ha. Snowball. Again, a game we had to defend unbelievably. And sacrifice a pawn to survive. Kind of torture him with threats of drawing and stuff. And now he got himself in an awkward spot where his king was exposed. And in the heavy piece ending, I was better. Got my pawn back, and now he freaked out. A lot of people don't like to defend. I'm not one of them. I've learned, because I've never been an really opening-centric type of player, I've learned to defend because I didn't have a choice. So, I don't know, guys. We have a lot of potential moves, but I don't want my king to get open. It's kind of the most important thing. So stepping the king up or something, I don't know. It's a little risky. On the other hand, probably I should keep him close. This is not so easy. I'm up a pawn, but the position isn't going to win itself. We still have some work to do, it looks like. Is this the best move I can get? Not really sure. Alright, it's a move. It defends G5. I keep pressure on G3. Keep him guessing by not checking him back. But it's still still pretty technical. One pawn up in a heavy piece ending is often a draw, so It's not going to win itself. Hack Source, that's the time control. Yeah, it was 20 players, 40-40 time control. We had 20 minutes extra for myself because it's just too hard with all those boards running simultaneously. In a class, never mind. I can't speak, but in a real clock simul, it works a little differently, over the board. I should be able to win this, with a better king position and a pawn up. Better king safety, I should say. He's not having fun. It's Central European summertime here. Basically the same time zone throughout most of Europe. Okay, Queen E1. Queen E1. He's defending that nugget on G3, it looks like. I can snap a second pawn. I mean, he's trying to get in G4, something desperate, it looks like. Maybe queen takes A4, G4. But I have a bunch of good moves. I kind of like this one. I don't know why, though. Queen takes pawn. Maybe I should eat the second pawn. Greedy time. May not get a second chance. If G4, Queen F4 check, I mean, I saw that and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take it. Queen F4 check just looks quite unpleasant. The rook ending should be winning now if I trade queens, so that's not a problem. G4, Queen F4 check, King G1 only move, and I could just take. I think I can just take on G4, and I'm like up 3 pawns. It's pretty brutal. So, good lessons in defense today. We'll be back tomorrow with some blitz and classical chess in the morning. Actually, classical chess, 8+3 time control, 10 a.m. Central European summertime. I want to thank everybody for joining me here today. We crossed 100 viewers. That's awesome. Every Sunday I'm doing the simul. You can also check out my YouTube channel on video chess training on YouTube. Every week I try to upload a new video when I have time, and I also upload these streams. I'm an international master from the United States. I've been living in Hungary since forever, 2004. We are getting back into chess after 5 years of playing poker full time, and well, I've been doing this now for over a year, since this earlier than this time last year. So over a year I've been streaming full time, playing chess full time again. I'm gonna be going to a tournament in about a week or so. Well, actually 10 days from now. We have a really good open tournament in Hungary, Zalakaros. It's like a spa town. Very strong open with over 40 grandmasters. Richard Rapport and Nisipianu are scheduled to play. Can I get our game with an autograph for $10? An autograph, absolutely. You played really nicely. I'm not sure what the heck I did wrong. I thought I lost the initiative like immediately, and you play like an early knight h5. I mean, it feels like you're leaving the center. My other alternative was to not play c5, which probably was better. I haven't looked at that line in a while. I mean, I'm not really thrilled with this variation. I played against Aura Knight. It's kind of a solid line, but I haven't scored really that great with it. Slav defense with queen c2. It's objectively not dangerous. Thanks, Edus Perpetuo. You made life difficult for me. Alright, so he's now down 2 pawns. But he's freed his rook. Freed his mind. Still, his king is a lot more open than my king is. And therefore, I should be winning. Actually, queen e4 is pretty interesting here. Forcing a trade of queens. Well, not forcing it, but I mean, it's pretty unpleasant for him. Could play queen a1 maybe. I'm getting a little bit like loopy here, so I should come to my senses. Perhaps 20 seconds left. All right. Queen e4 would have been playable as well. Queen e4 also was a really nasty threat of rook b1. Yeah, I'm kind of sorry I didn't go into it. He could take and play rook d4 actually. It might have been a little bit trickier than I really wanted. Takes rook d4, and it's not a walk in the park. Yeah, we got plenty of time. Well, I mean, if I was playing more than one game, it would be really bad. I played a tournament game this morning where 90 moves in 40 minutes, sudden death. 30 minutes, 30 seconds per move, and my opponent did get down to his last 2 minutes, but nobody really came literally that close to losing on time. Alright. I just want to kind of slowly surround him. He's welcome to have my pawn. We should be able to pick this off. It's like hunting. You pick the weak animals off one by one. F4 doesn't work. But I'm so scared with this guy. He's so tricky. You know, look at the score against me. I don't know when the last time we played. Actually, I'm sorry that they don't show dates on these previous games when you link your, or you hover your mouse over the games. That would be kind of cool if it showed you when it was. I have no idea like how this was probably a very long time ago. Played this other game against him. Rook takes pawn. He's going to grab that other guy. And I don't have f4. It's very irritating. Feels like I should have been able to put him away by now. I also have queen e4. Queen e4. Rook takes pawn, queen takes a7, unfortunately. Man, I should be able to get him, though. But this really has to be winning, dude. Check. Actually, what am I thinking here? I don't know, I'm asking for trouble. I'm sure that my technique is not optimalish. I thought that he would fold easier, but he's hanging in there. Kind of a weird player. Doesn't seem to know any openings. He's not really from Uganda. I think he's Turkish. If I remember correctly. But I'm not 100% sure. I think I saw some previous games I played it, and it said that he was like, his language was Turkish. This guy would be like, he would be the champion of Uganda. He found Queen F4, which is like literally the only move in this position, I think. And the rook ending is a little bit tricky. Alright, just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna go with the rook ending. That wouldn't be the right one, probably. F6 I'm gonna tie him down. He found the best move, Queen F4, of trading queens. Should I have played a different move before? Here? I'm not sure if I had a choice, really. He played back to D2. Absolutely best defense. This has to be a winning position, but he absolutely played the best possible defense. Eventually we'll create a second passed pawn. He cannot stop me forever. I mean, I'll have two pawns. If I didn't have the fourth pawn, it's possible, you know, this is a draw. In fact, it's likely if I don't have this pawn on f7. It may very well be a draw. It's still not that simple. I'm two pawns up, you know. I mean, there aren't a lot of rook endings that are drawn two pawns down. Bishops and rook pawn. Sometimes positions with two rook pawns on opposite sides. There's just like a handful of theoretical positions. Now he kind of lost his mind. But this is easy now. I just have two connectors. Though I mean, I don't know, why he didn't take on f6. It's just an easy win. But it's instructive. Pretty much any situation with two connected passed pawns and a rook ending is winning vast majority of the time. There are a few obscure situations where it's a draw, but it's like one in 1,000 positions. The pawns are too strong. United we stand. So I can slowly creep forward. We go this way. It's not that easy. It should be really easy, but maybe I should bring my king around here, put my rook on like c4 and kind of build a bridge with my king for my king. Well, that's basically like, I guess what's going to happen here. I can also just play king g5 now. King g5 and e5. The other way is probably better, to build a bridge for my king. I'm a little tired, honestly. This has been pretty long. Usually we're done by about 9:30. And I had a 5-hour tournament game this morning. So it was over the full 8 hours of chess today. He's going over there. That's cool because I can drive him back now. Make progress. I had a funny hallucination in my game today when I was playing this older FIDE master. He played really tough and I was in a critical situation that wasn't easy, and I don't know if I was even winning. It was unclear. And we both were getting in time pressure before the first time control at 40 moves. And I thought I was better, but I wasn't 100% sure. And he had some threats. And he had his queen and rook. My pawns were pushed up on my king's side, and my king was like on h1 in a King's Indian type of position. And he had a queen on e5 and a rook on b2, and he was threatening mate on h2. But my rook on h3 was guarding the mate on h2. And there was this bishop also, like in between his rook on b2 and the mate threat on h2. And I reached out, I grabbed the bishop. But as I was grabbing the bishop, like my elbow obscured my vision, like over the corner of the board. So I actually, like, for a moment, actually more than a moment, like 45 seconds, I didn't see I was blocking my rook with my arm, and I started to have this like sudden fear that I was blundering mate in one, you know. It was the weirdest thing ever. I mean, I've had strange hallucinations, but I never had one in like thousands of tournament games that I've played. I never had one because like my arm blocked my view of the board, that I actually couldn't see my rook that was protecting the mate on h2. It's not that long. I think this game will be ending in like 20 moves or less. Now it's pretty easy from here on out. His king is going to get pushed up, and I can use my pawns to kind of shelter my own king. These are pretty ideal pawns. If it's the H and the G pawns, it's a really difficult sort of thing. He doesn't seem like the kind of player who likes to resign. If I play king f4, rook c4 check, king g5, it's really irritating. So I have to play like king d4. I don't know that I have to play it, but I think it's the best move. Yeah, this guy's a weird guy. He's not lost a game against me in the last 6. Simul. Are they all simul games? I guess they're all simul games. He hasn't lost in the last 6. He did lose once. He lost a number before that in the beginning. I'm actually confusing. There was a game 15-0. He did play me a 15-0 game. The first one. Yeah, this is the tricky move. Now I actually have to use my rook. I have a check, though. I guess I should check him. That's pretty nasty. If he goes king g3, I check him back, and if he goes, well, king g3, I play f4 check. That's really brutal. But he doesn't really have a lot of good moves here. I'm just kind of enjoying it, you know. I don't mind that he's, you know, not resigning in a position that, you know, should be resigned. Interesting, he's 1900 in bullet. He's played very few games, actually. Should go to f3, or does it matter? It doesn't really matter. We might as well, you know, opt for a threat. Move 80. But now we can block with the pawn. He's not going to get a draw. Last Hazier said technically there is a way to lose. That's right. There's always a way to lose. Almost always. No, I enjoy torturing my opponents. I just can't believe I was so upset, you know, that I thought I was like making a touch move blunder, that I was checkmating myself today. I almost resigned. Like I literally, like I think the thought of resigning crossed my mind. That would be scary if I resigned in a winning position or something. Okay, guys, 14 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. I think in particular, Aura Knight was very impressive. Who else did I lose against? Louis Vetter, he played very well, and Clash Kid. The Clash Kid game I was pretty impressed by, but the opening wasn't really great for him. It looked kind of dubious. Anyway, guys, we'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. CEST with Blitz. No, sorry, Classical Chess. 8+3 time control against viewers with commentary tomorrow. Thank you, guys. It was again 13 14 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. Thanks to Blue Crow for moderating. Thanks all you guys for watching. Also, thanks Richie for playing. Sorry about your blunder. But I think that was a good opening you played. We'll take a look at it. Anyway, guys, check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. Also, feel free to donate via PayPal, if you will, on my YouTube channel or here on Twitch. Every little donation helps a little bit for me to keep the stream going and keep the YouTube channel up. So, again, I appreciate those of you who donated, and if you can't, just hang out with us, play some good chess, and that's cool too. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.